Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a tutorial for fuss-free makeup. So during summertime, I don't know if you feel this way, but sometimes when I have a full face on, it just feels like so much, and I just want to like claw off my makeup, especially here in North Carolina when it gets like 90 degrees with like what feels like 100% humidity. This is just a lightweight makeup tutorial so that way you can feel like you look presentable, but also, you know, you don't have to feel like you feel so heavy and you just want to like take off your makeup. So I like to start off with the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint in medium, and I'll be using this brush from the Morphe Sculpt and Define set. It's a small brush, but it does really well for foundation application. So as said, this is just a skin tint, so it's not going to add that much coverage, but it is buildable in case you need a little more in certain areas. So I like to do about 2 drops per flat area on the skin and then let it dry for a little bit and go with a second. So this is with 2 layers. My skin tone just looks a little more even. You can still see through, so you see like some of my freckles and a few scars. So this is definitely this is truly just for like making your skin look a little more even as far as texture goes and as far as color goes. It's not going to give you that much coverage at all. So it's just for your skin but better type of look. Let's go ahead and conceal some areas. So I'm using the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, and I use the shade in Custard. This one I really love. Like, I also have the Shape Tape, and there's like, you know, some people they love the Shape Tape more, others love the NARS more. And I think I'm more on the NARS side because I have dry skin. Shape Tape I feel is like if you want Estee Lauder Double Wear as a concealer. It's definitely more suited for oily skin, or if you're wearing like a super dewy foundation, then I would use the Shape Tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the same brush and kind of just stipple it. I also like the NARS concealer for more natural days because of its finish, so it's not too matte. It just has enough dew to where it doesn't look like you're wearing too much makeup. Grab a little makeup puff and I go ahead and I tap over it just to kind of make any like brush lines disappear. Sometimes I get little streaks from the brush, especially if the foundation and the concealer that I'm using are a bit more dewy there, or sometimes it's a little more thick, then I'll get those like brush streaks on my skin. So this is just gonna kind of smooth it out a little. You can also just use a dry blending sponge and it will work perfectly as well. So let's go in with blush. Today I'm going to mix these two together. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint in Haze and Dusk. I'm gonna mix them 50-50 and apply them. So Haze is a really pretty like deep pink, and then Dusk is just this really gorgeous like peachy pink. And I kind of want an in-between. If you have like pale skin, then you'll definitely like Dusk. We're gonna go back and use the puff to blend it out. I feel like this is the best method of blending out the cloud paint with it being even. Every time I use my fingers, it doesn't blend out evenly. It might just be me though. Like, I don't know how to do it. Teeny bit too much. It's coming off kind of strong. Extra. Now, mistakes. How to fix this? So usually what I do is I grab the brush that I use for foundation and I kind of just buff it out a little because it'll help. Use a pull and using a brush really helps. Let's go in with highlighter. Today I'm using the MCGRATH Lab Skin Fetish in Nude. So we're just gonna go ahead and swipe it on. And swipe, swipe, swipe. I also highlight my chin because I'm extra. And then we'll go back with the puff and blend it out. Or you can go ahead and use that foundation brush again. I just like to blend out the edges. Okay, so we're done with all of our cream products. Let's go ahead and move on to our powder products. First off though, I would like to set my under eyes because those tend to crease. I'm using the KEVYN AUCOIN GOSSAMER powder, as always. It's just my go-to. And I'm using the Wayne Goss No. 2 brush. And I also like to set on top of my eyelids because that's ultra creasy as well. So I'm moving in with bronzer, and today I'm using the Tom Ford Afterglow bronzer and the Sonia Kashuk brush from the holiday collection with the snake. And if you want to like extra bronze, then add it to the high points of your face as well. Kind of like with highlighter, except not as much. I like to add it to my nose sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and put on mascara. I'm gonna be totally honest, I think my favorite part about makeup is putting on mascara. Every time I watch videos where people are putting on makeup, when they put on mascara, I'm just like, I want to put on makeup right now. I just love looking at lashes like coming alive. So moving on to brows. Anastasia Brow Wiz. I use the one in taupe, but the Brow Wizzes have a trend of like the spoolie like completely coming out. This is the second time it's happened to me. So I'm using the spoolie from the definer. I'm going to underline the places where I don't actually have hair on my brows, so that way it comes off a little darker. And I'm going to go in with Glossy Boy Brow in brown. And I go back through it with a clean spoolie, just to get any like clumps out, because it is a little thick, and also so that way I could shape the brows a little more to how I like it, without adding any more product to it. Since I just wanted to do like simple makeup today, I'm just going to use the Milk Cosmetics in Unseen, because it works really beautifully as a transition shade. As well as like you can build it up and it'll deepen the eye socket. And then grab a clean brush just to like blend it all out. So I was gonna go small with my lashes today, but I think I'm gonna go big. I am going to wear the Cocoa Lashes in Queen Bee. They are my current fave. I've been looking for a dupe for the Samantha Lashes by Huda Beauty for the longest time, and I think these come really close. While I'm waiting for the glue to get tacky, let's go ahead and move on to lips. I typically wear the Kylie Cosmetics Exposed Lip Liner whenever I'm going a little more lightweight on makeup. So I'm just gonna line the lips. And I like to fill it in a little as well. I am going to use the Dior Rouge Brilliant Lip Gloss in Darling. And I'm just going to apply that to the center of the lips. Alright, and then lastly, before we like set everything in, I am going to highlight my tear ducts using the same cream highlighter. And I like to use like the little eye sponges, like the shadow sponges. So I'm just using this one at the end. So that about sums up this look. This is usually what I do whenever I just need something low maintenance but still look alive. I tend to always put on eyelashes no matter what, but there are some occasions where I'll be like, okay, I don't need it. I am satisfied. This gives you a really nice lightweight base. You don't have to worry about makeup breaking up because it is a skin tint, so you know you're not gonna see like blotches of makeup everywhere. I definitely recommend using a lot of cream products during summer so that way you don't have to worry about it like fading. Typically, cream products will stay on throughout the day. Please direct any questions below in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!